We're talking about a worrying trend now. So they promise to leave you tanned, bronzed and glowing, but could nasal tanning sprays be dangerous?
Yeah, trading standards have issued stark warnings about the potential deadly side effects, including the risk of skin cancer.
Model and beauty queen Jen Atkins says she was left with permanent skin damage after using an unlicensed spray. She joins us alongside consultant dermatologist Dr. Emma Wedgeworth to warn of the dangers.
Welcome.
Thank you for joining us, girls. Jen, this is horrible. I didn't even know nasal tanning sprays were a thing.
Yeah, well, I didn't until I had a message on Instagram and someone said, can I send you these products for free in, exchange for promotion? And I was like, so flattered. I was like, yes, send me it, send me it. And I'd never looked into nasal tans in my entire life, and I love a tan. And I thought, I'll give it a go.
What harm can it do, right? It's not...
No.
Did they show you kind of before and after pictures of somebody else that had perhaps used it and the kind of like results you were going to get?
Yeah, so I'd seen it just on a few of their posts.
Yeah.
But their Instagram page was actually private, which should have raised like a massive red flag to me. Obviously didn't. And I was naive and I just took the product, started using it. I used it twice. The first time, it made me feel so sick. Dizzy. I was actually driving to work, so how incredibly dangerous is that? And my face was bright red, itchy. It was just horrific. But silly me, tried it again the next day, and it was even worse. I thought I was going to throw up on the way to work. It was awful.
Just for a bit of sort of context and backstory, so you won the title of Miss Great Britain in 2020. So then I guess your Instagram would be flooded with people go, oh, you should try, can you endorse this or try this or we'll send you something? And stuff you probably wouldn't give it that much thought, would you?
No, so... Obviously, when I won Miss Great Britain, I had loads of messages, like you said, and I was just so flattered. And
of course.
I just wanted to please everyone and sort of become this, like, influencer. And I didn't think of the repercussions of it. And now, if anyone says to me, I want to be an influencer, I say, you've got a responsibility as an influencer who are influencing all of your followers to be honest about products. And I wish I'd have done that all these years ago, because obviously, look what it's done to me. So, yeah, that's why I'm here, just to spread awareness of it, really.
Does it happen? Is it like someone would take an inhaler? Does it look like a normal inhaler? How does it look?
So it's just like a small bottle. You keep it in the fridge and you just sniff it twice. And I'm sorry, but the only thing you should be sniffing in your fridge is milk to check that it's not out of date. But no, it's so small. And something so small can do so much damage.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's given me this pigmentation that I'll hopefully be able to get rid of. It's been years and I've not been able to get rid of it yet. But it's embarrassing. It's on my face, and it's something that's happened from 2 squirts of nasal tan. I didn't realise how dangerous it was. And...
Yeah, well, thank goodness you're OK, and hopefully we can tackle the melasma. But, Dr. Emma, is this something that's becoming more and more common? People are using these nasal tanning sprays?
Unfortunately, it is. We are seeing this in clinic, and we know that they're quite widely advertised on social media platforms. And people are just desperate to get a tan, and they're doing things that actually... we know that now can be harmful. So it's really important that people are aware that they do have quite negative side effects and can be really quite dangerous.
Because there's also tanning injections and tanning pills, and those kind of products have been around for years, but they've always been I've been out of bounds for me. I'm always just like, put it on my skin, just do a nice self-tan with a cream or a lotion. But like the injections and now the sprays, it's just the things that people go to try and be tan.
It's a real worry. So injections and nasal sprays are a form of a chemical which stimulates your pigment-producing cells. And this can be really dangerous in lots of ways. So just like Jen was saying, it can actually affect your kidneys, it can make you feel unwell, and the problem is that it can really stimulate things like moles and freckles, and we do worry that it might increase the risk of skin cancers as well.
So, Emma, what is getting injected and what is getting inhaled? What's the component?
So it's a hormone known as melanotan-2. And basically, this stimulates something called melanin-stimulating hormone, which is the hormone that we have within us, which produces pigment. But the problem is we don't know the dose, we don't know how it's working with each individual, so it's totally unregulated. And it's really affecting the way that your body actually works. So I'd really advise not to use any of these sorts of products.
And pigment, that should normally just come through the environment around you, right? How much vitamin D you get, how much sun you get, and what you're comfortable with. That's how that process would normally take place.
Exactly. So normally what happens is your skin is exposed to the sun, and it produces a little bit of melanin, the pigment which gives you a tan, and that helps to longer term sort of try and protect against UV damage.
Yeah.
Now, everyone's a bit different in the way they tan. If you are really fair skinned like me, you just don't tan, right? And you just got to accept what, you've got. Some people tan very, very easily. But what we shouldn't be doing is just lying out and trying to tan our skin or being on sunbeds or using things to try and tan our skin, because that will cause damage.
We've actually got some photos of you, Jen. We've got some before and after. So I think this is really interesting to see because it really demonstrates how your skin was prior to using the nasal sprays and then the reaction that your skin had to it. I mean, it's literally...
That's awful.
It's
How long did it take for that reaction to kind of inflame and show?
Well, I didn't notice it. I think after the 2 times I used it, I went to Mexico the week after.
Yeah.
And after the first day, I noticed it straight away. And I was having comments already, and my mum was like, what on earth is going on?
Yeah.
And people at breakfast were like, you've got some muck on your face. And I'm like, that's not muck. And it just never went away.
And is this a normal reaction to your skin after you've ingested, or in this case, in taking the nasal spray, your skin is like kind of having a freak out and like producing too much, and then you've got your natural process of your skin producing the melanin to protect your skin. So it's like a double whammy almost.
Yeah, so Jen has what's called melasma.
Yeah.
And we know that that's an overproduction of melanin, of pigment within that sort of area. And there are a number of different causes for it, like hormones, pregnancy.
Because they call that the mask of pregnancy, don't they, on the forehead?
Yeah,
Never
exactly.
been pregnant ever.
Really?
But I think what has happened in this case is that the nasal tanner has really stimulated it. And the other problem with these nasal tanners is that people then tell you, go out into the sun, get more sun exposure, and it stimulated the melasma.
It's unbelievable.
It is, isn't it?
It's unbelievable.
So will it go?
So, I mean, Jen, you were saying that this has been something that's been hanging around for about 5 years or so. Actually, this will go, but it needs treatment. It now needs medical treatments. We were talking earlier, which is a really positive thing, that we've got creams, we've got tablets, we've got lots of things that we can do about it. But it's really hard for people.
Yeah, it's really hard.
What difference has this made to you in your life?
Oh, it absolutely ruined my confidence. I know people are just, asking questions, but when people say, oh, what's that on your forehead? Or, oh, you've got a bit of contour there. I'm like, that's not contour. And obviously, I was doing a lot of modelling. I was Miss Great Britain. And it absolutely ruined my confidence, especially towards the end of it. And I've barely done any modelling since. And yeah,
Have you come out the other side yet? I mean, you look great.
You're beautiful, girl.
Oh,
Absolutely beautiful.
You're singing now. You're country singers.
Yeah.
How have you found it? Like to find that courage just to be you again?
Luckily, country singers, cowboy hat.
Yeah,
Thank goodness.
Writing about heartbreak. I mean, it's there.
But no, I mean, it's a massive deal for me to be sat here on live television
brilliant.
with my forehead showing.
And then, what advice would
Thank
you give
you.
people that are watching this?
So really, really don't use nasal tanners, nasal sprays, because actually they are dangerous and potentially can cause lots of side effects. If you want to boost the colour of your skin, then you can use fake tans. There are so many good ones around there. OK, they're not perfect, but they are so much safer. And I think Jen and I both agree that for the sake of your health, it's simply not worth it.
Thank you.
We've got some right replies to read. So Raw from the Department of Business and Trade said a spokesperson said nasal tanning sprays are not covered by the UK cosmetic regulations and must therefore comply with the General Product Safety Regulations 2005. This means that the distributors selling this product, including online, must ensure they are safe before placing them on the market. Anyone with concerns about a product is urged to contact Citizens Advice or their local trading standards department.
And the Sunbed Association said, we are always sorry to hear of anyone experiencing health issues linked to UV overexposure, whether from the sun or sunbeds. Today's responsible sunbed sector complies with standards that, amongst other things, screens customers to ensure appropriateness to tan and rigorous enforces age restrictions, skin type assessments and session limits to protect users. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button and we'll see you in the morning.